Greetings, everybody, and welcome to this closing plenary. Right after the opening plenary, keynote speaker Jessica Mayerson asked participants to share 2 words that describe what they were bringing to the virtual space of the conference. In this slide, you can see a word cloud capturing the mood of that moment in time. And by the way, big thanks to Michelle Tornik for harvesting the data from the chat of the session and creating this visualization. When we were preparing this closing session, we thought it would be interesting to close the circle and to reach out to the conference participants once again to ask, what are you taking back home from this virtual space? So we have set up a poll where we are asking everyone to share 1 word that describes your experience at the conference. You can access the poll through the URL that you can see at the top of the screen, and you will also find the link on the chat. I would like to ask everyone to navigate to that poll and type 1 word that you feel summarizes your whole conference experience. And I will give it a minute so everyone has the chance to participate. Nice. And please, if your first language is not English, feel free to share a word on your own language. Great. Curious and energized, learning, informative, a lot of learning here, which is great. Nice. Wikidata, inspire, stimulating. This is so great. Thanks everybody for sharing. It is really nice to see, to visualize everybody's individual takeaway of this collective experience in this one slide. Nice, enlightened, and thought-provoking. Pretty good. Thank you so much, everybody. We have prepared a few more polls as part of this closing plenary, but before that, Anjen and Will Kent will take over to share some of the highlights of the Wikidata collaborative project that has been taking place during the conference. Anne and Will, there you go.
Hi. Thanks so much. All right, I'm just going to share my screen real quick. Okay, I hope you can see that. So good morning, or appropriate time of day greetings, depending on where you are. I'm Ann Chen, and I'm here to share the final statistics from our LD4 conference social project. In an effort to improve the representation of Latinx film in Wikidata, we asked you all to help us match or create new entities in, or create new items for entities in Cine Chile, which is the Chilean cinema encyclopedia. We're grateful to everyone who participated, and we wanted to show you the kind of impact that this crowdsourcing had in a very short period of time. So what I'm showing you is the project dashboard, and you can see that we had 51 LD4 attendees who participated in this project using the dashboard. I remember that the introduction to Wikidata tutorial had a really nice attendance. So I'm hoping that some of these 51, at least, editors might be folks that were trying their hand for the very first time at editing Wikidata. The top 5 most active attendees, with an impressive 411 edits, was Oronce. These, of course, are screen names. Coming in second was Bit of Dust with 167 edits. In third, Uncommon Fritillary with 101 edits. eRusi was then next with 67 edits, and AHC 84 with 49 edits. So as of last week, let me just change the screen here real quick. Oh, I'm sorry, you weren't seeing the, the one that I had intended you to see. Sorry, the editors here. And these are the total items edited and items created. And moving over here to the mix and match, this is what I intended to show you. Let's see, the edits as of last week, the total matched as of last week, I should say, was 245. And as of today, we have 1,121 matched entities. So you can see that that brings us to about 6% of the Cine Chile collection as matched. So that means that we had 876 newly matched items, some of which already existed on Wikidata, others of which were entirely new. And that means that 78% of all the items that are matched for Cine Chile right now occurred during the LD4 2021 conference. So with our edits, as I said, this puts us at 6% matched, and there are still about 17,000 people left to match for this particular collection. But this is a really great impact to have had in such a short period of time. Remember that we only officially announced and introduced the social project on Tuesday. So we've had this impact in only 3 days time. So again, thank you all so much for participating. And before I hand it back over, I do want to acknowledge the extraordinary efforts of Will Kent, who has been the kind of leader and mastermind behind the Wikidata effort here. So thanks, I'll hand it back over to Paloma.
Well, this is a transition actually towards Xiaoli. So I'm going to let Xiaoli introduce the next round of fun polls for this closing plenary.
Hello. Well, it's great to see what impact the group has made just during the past 3 days. And I think as we, after conference, it's going to be still a long journey for everyone, probably, or every library eventually can take advantage of the benefits of the linked data. For this closing session, for this part, we really like to do a couple of polls. Some are more for fun, and some are hopefully you can give your thoughtful answer, but it's hopefully everything's going to be fine because this is last day, and I think we really appreciate you have been with us and would like to get some more information. So let's do it together for the first poll. And you can go to the same site when the Paloma did the poll, but the link should be in chat. You choose your favorite, oh nice, favorite tech support animal. Those are showed on the our Slack working space. Thank you, Paloma. I agree. The tech support group has worked around the conference starting Monday. And so thank you for those who volunteered to provide technical support throughout the conference. Okay, we move to next one. As Anne just talked about, Wikidata, and we thought maybe give us a little bit more information to see what have you ever added to the Wikidata. Again, go to the same poll and choose your choice. So far, most people has added to the Wikidata because sometimes it's for work. But I also see a good number of people doing the Wikidata just as a choose as the favorite thing. Oh, if you forgot the password, don't worry, because you can always click on forget password, and then you will be able to create a new one. And what is Wikidata? Looks like that would be one of area, maybe LD4 community can do more, but I want to remind everybody, LD4 community actually have a Wikidata affinity group, which will be talked about a little bit more after this session. Okay, this is great. Thank you for your participation so far. And we have a couple more coming, and let's look at the next one. So how experienced would you say you are with linked data? Thank you, Zoe, for your comments on chat. Always learning, never expert. Okay, looks like most people is in the knowledgeable but still learning category. As I said, we agree, or at least I see a couple of plus sign for what Zoe said, always learning. But I'm also so glad to see some people already expert, and those people will help, will contributing. And especially we see this beginner category. So that is why we need a community, because in this community, we have different level of expertise. And then if we work together, we will get somewhere together. Okay, let's move to next one. Thank you, Michelle, for doing this work behind the scene. How experienced would your colleagues see you are with linked data? We know sometimes we may underestimate ourselves or overestimate self. Let's see what our colleague will see about our expertise, our experience with linked data. Well, even though the middle session knowledgeable but learning still the toppest group, but I have seen increase in the metadata expert category, which means maybe some of you underestimate your knowledge. You're already actually in other people's eyes, you are expert. Has been modest. Oh, Thank you, Christina, to share. Yeah, if you have a chance, also go to chat to see the comments from attendees. I think it's very inspiring. It's wonderful. Okay, so next one, it's a little bit more related to the conference. What's the first link data related thing you will do after the conference? This one requires a little bit of thinking, so we're going to take a little bit longer time to do. So glad to see the answer already coming. I see some category people want to continue learning and try some new tools, play with Wiki Data, and a renewed commitment. That's wonderful. And work with IRS to get the display more meaningful to the user. And review the session on YouTube, which is right, because we had multiple sessions simultaneously happened. I myself couldn't attend every single one, so that's something I will do as well. Learn more. Digest what I've learned. Yes, this is a very intense week, and see a lot of bib frame showed up as well. Oh, I'm glad people want to join the affinity group and play with Sinopia. So the group, Discovery Affinity Group, actually have a meeting today. So if your schedules allows, you may want to join the meeting to learn what group has been doing. Oh, somebody want to read our Kindle's book. Yes, I have that on my list as well. Well, this is great. And so I'm sure we all have some takeaway from this. And the most important I've learned is you have to put the knowledge into application, and then that knowledge will stick with us. So if you can find something you do after the conference, and that will be probably very, very useful. Okay, we'll move to next, Paul. What's the most useful or practical thing you have learned over this past few days? So I saw WB, I assume is a wiki base. New context to collaborate with. From new editor. Homosaurus. And query. And the gadgets in the Wikidata. And again, BibFrame demo from LC. Not to panic. So I know we probably will, we all learned something from this conference. And as we probably going through what we have learned, you may have more thoughts. Okay, somebody says, yeah, okay, great. I think we are almost close to finish. And what is something you'd like to explore further? Sonopia, Sparkle, Wikibase, Python. Oh my, I don't know what the NER for RDF mean. If you would like to explain in the chat, that would be great. Ah, thank you. Oh yeah, our second keynote speakers talked about data feminism. How to implement linked data in my library. Yes, that's wonderful. Oh, ethics in metadata. Yes. Bulk loading, uploading to Wikidata. Okay, so I think looks like there's a couple of things that many of us have it on the list we want to explore further. And this is wonderful. This match, we want to continue learning as we first showed that many people feel they're knowledgeable, but they still continue to learn. What connections have you made during this conference? Remember, the theme of the conference is building connections together. It's wonderful to see people had opportunity to build different type of through different activities. So the winner is I understood something about linked data I didn't know before. I think that's why community building, community learning, and attending conference and listen to colleagues from other institutions or from other countries or other places. It's something we will appreciate very much. It's learning together. Wow, almost everyone put into the answer. This is wonderful. And with that, I think we've finished all polls we have designed for this session. And now I'm going to turn to Elizabeth, who actually is going to end the session for us.
Yeah, so I just want to go over a couple of places. We talked a lot about learning. A lot of people said that they want to go back and look at material again. So I just wanted to provide some of that information at the end of this morning plenary. So again, the LD4 community website, the address is up there for you. That is where you go to find all the information about things that the LD4 community is doing. The conference website will stay live for a while. You can certainly go look at old tweets on our Twitter as well as our LD4 hashtag. But the link I really want to show you is the LD4 2021 YouTube videos. Those are in YouTube. You can also find 2019 and 2020 there. So there are many, many, many videos that you can go and watch at your convenience. Go see the sessions you missed. Michelle, can you go to the next slide? And then to close, I just want to give a couple of numbers because we've done so much this week and I want to celebrate that. So 5 days of conference with workshops, tutorials, affinity group meetings, the chance to interact with each other in our discussions about posters, listening to keynotes. There were 1,544 of us that attended this week. We saw over 2,100 Slack messages going back and forth. These are all stats as of yesterday, so I expect more today. And to go back to the videos, we have 40, just for this conference, we have 46 hours, 19 minutes, and 56 seconds of content for you to go back and watch and review and share. So I think I speak for myself and all the co-chairs when I say, I hope everyone has found this to be a valuable experience. We have one more day of sessions that I encourage everybody to attend. I want to give a quick break before we go into the LD4 steering. So I hope everyone sticks around for that. That'll be right at 9:30. So we'll take a really quick break and be back at 9:30 to talk with the representatives of LD4 steering and do some brainstorming around the future directions for LD4. So thank you all for joining in and see you in a few minutes.